is presented by Botano. The game starts now. Here are your hosts, Brent Wallace, Jason York, and Bobby Ryan.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Brent Wallace, Jason York, Bobby Ryan joining you for coming in hot. Just like Christmas, the Ottawa Senators losing streak is over, gentlemen.
It's over. It's over. Start planning the parade.
Size up the rings, eh, Bob? Remember that? If you win a couple of games,
hang on. We just needed a little positive. Let's not go crazy.
Win a couple of games, and after a long losing streak, the boys in the room would yell, "Size up the rings, boys! Size them up! Let's go plan the parade. Where are we going?"
I'm just excited the fact that I get to write this coffee off because I'm at a coffee shop here in Georgia. I had to work pretty hard to get this one off, guys.
Yeah, I saw the text.
Bobby's not hiding in an underground bunker like it looks like with a black plain background, but he is trying to get he's doing his best to get his full week of work in. So good for you. We appreciate it.
Employee of the month.
We gotta get the shirts on.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Yorkie and Wally, can relate to this because I got in last night later than we wanted to, and I had a carload of stuff. So I sent you guys a text at 3:15 in the morning saying it's going to be a tough one, boys. I'm going to try to be there, but we got in, and being like your Wally, we unpacked everything, unloaded everything, put everything in a house that has no furniture in where it's supposed to be. Got into bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said it's going to be a tough morning. It's going to be a tough morning to try and get this one going.
All right,
but I'm here.
I'm losing track, Bob. So you live in Nashville.
Yeah.
You have a great spot in Nashville. You still own that place, right?
Yeah. I just moved into that place.
Why are you in Georgia right now?
Because I have a place here too. Why not?
Is this where you?
This is how the other half of the world live.
Is this where you winter? Winter?
This is where I weekend.
You got the golf. You got the golf membership, and you got the golf membership. You got to have a golf membership in Georgia, right?
6 courses. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Of course. Yeah. 6 courses.
When's the member guest? I'm inviting myself. I'm gonna pull a Wally and invite myself.
There's 6 of them. I can use a high handicap. Come on down.
Okay, let's go. I love Georgia.
It's a good spot. Yeah, we're out in the country a little bit, but it's beautiful down here. So
I love it.
Legit, like the first night in the house last night. So air mattress and disposable plates. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But I'm here for you guys. I'm here. I'm up.
If you have multiple places, especially a place, you have to say it. Muffy and I, we winter in Georgia. You gotta.
With an ascot around your neck.
Well, get the old guy ascot on.
Yeah, I don't think you get away with that in the deep south.
Oh yeah, no, they'd sniff you out in a hurry.
No, we're in country boy territory.
I love this. I love that part of the U.S. Man, the people are so friendly, eh, Bob? They're just great.
They are. Yeah. They're. I'm still new here, but they're phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
It'd be tough to start calling them out, and you're sitting in the middle of the coffee shop.
True. Very true. Tomorrow I'll be at my office in a lawn chair.
All right, gentlemen. Just checking. Both of you had a good Christmas. Before we move on, just say yes. We'll be done.
Yes. Phenomenal. Yes, had a great time. I had the kids for 10 straight days, so I'm going to sleep for the next 4.
Yorkie, you have a good time? Oh, by the way, I called bylaw on your home. I don't believe it was built to code on your gingerbread house.
Oh, the gingers. Yeah, that's
I called bylaw to come check it out.
That is a York tradition now. 3rd year in a row, we do the gingerbread building contest. 4 houses, lots of fun. Yeah, my wife loves that. She loves Christmasing, things like that. No, it's good. Did that. We celebrated Christmas on the 24th this year because my daughter now has her in-laws she has to go over to too, so we have to split it up. So we did the presents on the 24th.
Okay. And Bobby, since you have the youngest kids, what time were you up Christmas morning? You had the kids Christmas morning?
Yes, I did. It wasn't bad. 6:45. Not bad. And my little guy didn't want to get up. He didn't care. It was Christmas. He slept with me and could have cared less. My daughter came in running all excited, and he was like, "Nope." So yeah, we got out of bed about 7:15.
Hey,
wow,
that's pretty impressive, Bob. Hey,
Yeah.
Wally, your favorite movie. How many times are they going to have Elf on TV? Every single time I put the television on, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's the greatest movie ever made.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. I can't stop thinking about you now when I see the movie because you are Elf's dad, the grumpy old guy.
Oh man,
it's on the naughty. He's on the naughty. He's on the naughty list. Remember, he's on the naughty list. Walter Hobbs. That's you.
So every cranky lead actor or whatever, you're just gonna. That's me. If he's over 40.
Every drill sergeant.
You're a 60-year-old man, by the way. 60-year-old man.
Can we get on to the show?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hey, by the way, I rewatched our Christmas show. That Christmas show was outrageous. I watched it. I was even laughing after that one. That was pretty good.
It was a good show. You had some comments. You got some stuff going on the Twitter machine. I guess the X machine.
The X machine.
You are very big in your gifts these days. And not
different.
Gifts, because I didn't get a gift, but you do send a lot of gifts.
I got you the gift. I got that homemade sweater I made. It's yours. I'm going to drop it off.
People want to buy it.
I know. We might have to raffle it off or something like that on our next show. A little holiday raffle.
Fair enough. All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
So, big win for the Sens. Jacqu Martin gets his first win. By the way, it was brought up in the show. I should have brought up at the game. I should have tweeted it out earlier. Jacqu Martin's first game. I was looking up his first game at home when he coached. His first game coaching the Sens in his first go round was against Pittsburgh, and so he lost that game, but he got the win this time. So he gets revenge over the Pittsburgh Penguins, although not very easy. They had the 1-0 lead, then they had a 3-1 lead and a 4-2 lead, I think. Oh, yeah, and then they hung on to win 5-4 in overtime because Pittsburgh just caved them in the third period.
Yeah. Hey, how bad is Pittsburgh?
I don't get it. Well, I know they're old, makes them slow, I guess. But you've got Sydney, who's playing fantastic, and you guys still can't do anything.
That power play at 1 for 7 is horrendous. They just don't have the right mix right now.
How's Letang feeling right now, Bob? How's Letang feeling right now? Like, I love Carl, but he's been there, man. He's been their guy, won all those cups, and he's get on the second power play, bud. You're good.
Yeah. He's pretty pissed, I'm guessing. he's not happy. And how can you be happy when you're? What's their overall percentage now? Because in that game, it was abominable. It was man, they were bad. But
they are a very bad hockey team.
They took over in the third, though, right? They took over. So you saw a team that's used to winning or has a winning pedigree take over, for me anyway, and climb back in the game. But nothing looks good. Nothing they're doing is right. So a win is a win, and you don't critique it. But we're going to anyway.
27th on the power play.
Horrific.
But they do. But regardless of all that, we can say, well, Ottawa barely hung on and did this or did that. They still got the win. And I got to think of how good that feels. Not just before Christmas, obviously, but boy, oh boy, a lot of stuff has gone on over the last 6 games. And for them, they've had leads in 5 of them to finally just pull out a W.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, they got home ice, right? They a little more comfortable. And it was a pretty skilled play in the third, in overtime. Pretty skilled 3-on-3 play to make that happen. Shouldn't have happened. They should have been going the other way on a 2-on-0.
If I'm checking there and I'm the last guy back there, like, that would have been a 2-on-0, 3-on-0, and all the Pittsburgh guys were cheating too. But that's the thing. Like, they do those things. Pittsburgh does the things that Ottawa was doing throughout the first 20-some games of the season. You're 50-50 puck, you're already gone. hoping it's going your way. But just to go back to Pittsburgh again about their team, Malkin's been a great player, Conn Smythe, Hall of Fame career, but you look where he's at in his game right now. When he gets the puck, he's still great, but it just goes to show you, if you have one of your centers that cheat the game, it's pretty tough to win in the NHL. And he cheats. Like he cheats all over the ice, and that's the tough part if you're the coach. How do you correct a guy like that? That's whatever he is now in his mid-30s. He's won. He's always played that way, but the game's changed now. You can't have guys that hope the puck goes their way, because it makes winning that much tougher.
Evgeny Malkin is 37 years old, by the way.
Yeah, 37. So I don't blame him for cheating. Like, it's to play. Well, Bob will tell you, to play a hard, if you're playing between 18, 20 minutes a night and you're playing center, it's very tough to play a two-way physical game when you have the puck on your stick that much, because you expend a lot of energy holding guys off like he does, and then to play defense too. It's very tough. And obviously he doesn't play any defense.
Yeah, now he's at the point too where you're getting to the age where those things get magnified a little bit. I think as you're getting older and you're not putting up 100 points, you're putting up 70. Right, still pretty good player offensively.
Still pretty good. He's still friggin' nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're not playing a 200 game, it gets magnified, especially when you're losing and it's compounding.
Yeah. It's interesting you bring up Pittsburgh's power play. I want to get to Ottawa's penalty kill in a sec. So before we do that, let's take care of some business. First of all, the show, happily bedazzled by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Super knowledgeable. Not sure what to get? Go see the staff at Charm Diamond Centers and they will help you. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and an unbeatable pricing policy. Don't forget, guys, Valentine's Day, not that far away. Holidays are here. It's the perfect time to check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds, and don't pay until 2025 with their instant in-store financing. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com.
And as always, our show is brought to you by our friends at BEI, heavy civil general contractor in both the public and the private sectors. So when planning your next project, consider them for your aggregate supply needs. All things equipment rentals, hot mix paving, custom crushing and screening. You can find them at bonasherexcavating.com or give them a shout at 613-432-1120. Yorkie missed a great chance to plug these guys yesterday. You absolutely blew it, but
very disappointed.
As always, slow down the construction zones, and thank you to our good friends at BEI.
And also by Battlegrounds Axe Throwing. It's safe, it's fun, it's great for a party, event, or just something to do. Requires no practice. Come to Battlegrounds Axe Throwing Facility, and the coaches will show you the ropes and show you how to hit the target safely. Fun for the family as well. 12 kids and up can throw with the Guardian. Book your holiday party now and snag exclusive break week rates. They're on now until December 29th for 15% off. To find a location or to book an event, go to battlegrounds.com, BATL grounds.com, 2615 Lancaster Road. And now, time for our hot or cold performer, brought to you by DoorDash. Don't stress about long lines right now or any of that nonsense with all the holiday shopping that people returning stuff, and just sit on your couch and order. Even the last minute stuff. Finding the perfect gift has never been easier. Open the DoorDash app and choose what you want from where you want. With a double dash on DoorDash, you can order from multiple restaurants or stores in the same delivery without additional delivery fees, so everyone gets what they need. For a limited time, our listeners get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code NATION25, all uppercase letters. That's 25% off up to a $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store. Enter code NATION25. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms apply. Gentlemen, the cold performer today. Ottawa's penalty kill 31st in the league. At home, they're 26th. On the road, oh yeah, they're on the road today. 32nd overall. And by the way, the Sens are tied with the 2017-18 Habs for the worst road PK in the last 30 seasons.
That's tough.
Something needs to change.
It's ice cold. I don't know. I don't know who's taking it. I still think Capuano is probably doing the penalty kill now, right? Alfie's taking the power play, isn't he?
Well, you know what? He was a good penalty killer too. Let him take that too.
I thought I heard that Ben Sexton's getting a little bit of roll, a little bit of. He might be running the PK right now. Well, you'd think they'd have to switch.
if something. Yeah.
If you're gonna the penalty kill was bad before they made the coaching change. So I think that was kind of Ben Sexton's game too. He's a grindy guy when he played, right? Hardworking.
Yeah.
Probably knows how to block shots.
They're at the point where they should just try to score.
Decline it.
Just go. Everybody go north.
No, you can't. You can't decline. We used to say that when the power play. Remember the power play? If you're on a team when you're going having the bad power play, just decline it, boys. Decline the power play. You don't want it.
I've been there.
Okay, unfortunately, you can't. Yeah, it's.
You know what they do, Yorkie? They eye up all the time. I hate an eye up power play because
What does that mean?
So you have your traditional box, right? And when the puck crosses at the blue line, the puck crosses center ice, you always see Ottawa's guys fold underneath, right? Your top forward will shadow the puck and the other one folds underneath. And that protects you from going back this way. Which is fine. But when you get to an eye up situation, so you basically have your 2D in front and then your two forwards in an eye situation. So you're covering the same ice. I never liked that, and I wasn't a penalty killer. But when teams eyed up, I thought it was amazing because you expose the flanks. And Ottawa gives way too much to the flanks, don't they? Right, the flanks have free range.
Go back to the Colorado game. You left McKinnon wide open.
Why?
And I know the shot's a little bit from the outside, but still, you give a shooter like that much time, he's going to pick his spot. Yeah, the eye up is tough. This is the thing with Ottawa, and I've been saying this for a while, what they have to get better at. Actually, I clipped a play from Colorado. It was a Cale Makar play. Ottawa had shot the puck from the point, and Makar was boxing out. He saw the shot didn't have a lot of velocity on it, so he read the play, came and put a heavy stick on the ice, because it was on the ice, and blocked the shot. Ottawa's defense never seemed to do that. They were so concerned with in the old system, they were so concerned with boxing out that they would let all those little floaters get to the net. And even in the last few games, you see shots that they should be nothing shots. They get to the net because everyone's so concerned with boxing out. And I think that's going to be something they change. I heard Jacques talking about this, of creating better layers so the puck can't get through. And then that's a work in progress. When the D have been taught something for so long and the focus on boxing out, I'd like to see them block more shots, number one, but eliminate those floating wristers that get to the net. Those have to be blocked. They can't get through.
And you know what? It's so correct too, because like those are seemingly innocuous shots. They're not supposed to be anything, but they create something almost every time. Your goalie's going to kick it to the corner, and you're going to pull one guy from here, and all of a sudden you're running. And this is where you get to that situation where when they're set, I don't like the setup. I always, as a power play guy, I absolutely hate it when you had a forward flush, right? Your top forward on the power play would push you down, and you had to find a way to open the top of the ice. Right now, those top three guys have free reign. I mean, the McKinnon goal is a perfect example. He pushes that into the middle and gets a one-timer. That should never happen, because somebody should be flushing him into the corner, making him go up top, and he started all over again. It just seems like they're wasting energy. They're not expending energy. If that makes sense.
Well, you brought up something right there, Bob. You could probably relate to this. One thing you hate when you're on the power play is when the team's always pressuring you. Like there's a stick right there and guys are on you. Guys want if I'm a power play guy, I want the other team to back up. You know what? And a lot of teams do this. They sit there and they stack. But you give a good NHL player, power play guy time, he's going to make a play. I would like to see Ottawa get way more aggressive. Like you have those trigger points when the puck goes from the point down to the half guy. I liked when it was it's an automatic jump, and then the next guy reads where the next pass is going, and he jumps, and then you cause chaos. I just find they sit back. It's almost like you're just waiting for something to happen, and it's gonna happen. I get it. Like they've been scoring. It's you get so passive because you just don't want to make a mistake, right?
Agreed. And I'll say this before we move on, but I think that a good power play after a shot or after an entry, it's supposed to take 3 quick successive passes, whether they're 5 feet or 50 feet, right? You're supposed to be 3 good passes to set up. Ottawa allows one pass and teams are set up. And that's not, I mean, they get it to the point. The point takes the center of the ice way too easily. I would love for them to cut that off a little more. But guys that are running the point in the power play just must be salivating because they're like, I'm just going to kick it to the flank and I'm going to get an apple and we're going to run the gauntlet, go down the bench and then see you later. But it's supposed to take 3 passes and it takes 1. It takes 1 against the Sens right now.
But I would think, guys, last thing, Jacques, Alfie, Sexton, Cap, they've had 0 time to practice since this coaching change. 0 time.
Sure.
Jacques hasn't been on the ice. I'm not even sure if Jacques can go on the ice too. He's got really bad hips, eh? So they'll once they, I'm sure today or the other day when they came back or whenever their first practice is, they're gonna work on that. Again, thanks, Tips. Worst penalty kill in the league. Of course, they're gonna work on that, but they got to get that sorted out because you can't continue at this clip.
No, you can't.
By the way, Jason York, 12 power play goals, 81 power play points. So you do know of what you speak.
Yeah, but I killed a lot too. And I just know I love the pressure kill. It just, yeah. Guys are too good. If you sit back, you're going to get scored on.
Remember,
7 shorthanded assists in your career.
Yeah.
Now everybody utilizes the bumper so much. Like that wasn't a thing when we started, The bumper.
No.
When I started, it was always overload power play with 2 defensemen and the guy creeping down the backside. Now the bumper is just such a big part of the game, and if you can hit the bumper, you relieve so much pressure. Ottawa does that very well too, but I feel like the bumper guy on the Ottawa's PK is wide open to set things up all the time. I would put a guy on the back side of that and crush that every single time.
Yeah, Wally, what year? This was a long time ago when they expanded the offensive zones. Is that something the NHL?
I think that's out of 04-05.
Yeah, that was great when they did that because it that's why the power plays got better. You have more time and space to make plays. It's a little tougher to pressure. Yeah, that was 04-05. I remember when they did that. The offensive guys were so happy when that happened.
Well, they also told the goalies they couldn't wear any equipment and made them all small.
Remember that?
They need to get smaller. Yeah. They need to get smaller again.
All right.
It's because Henrik Lundqvist wore a Michelin suit underneath his gear.
Garth.
No. Your teammate was the worst.
Who's that?
Which one?
Jean-Sebastien Giguère.
Oh yeah,
he was bad. Yeah.
That's why Ottawa, they were facing he was ginormous. He was like the Terminator. He was huge.
He was 160 pounds soaking wet, and then he put his gear on and he was 250.
Yeah, like a transformer.
Yeah, he had some big gear, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
How about Garth? Right. Remember Garth Snow? Garth Snow, like we're going way back. Garth Snow had like those. He had like the 1990s shoulder pads that the women wore in their suits, make your shoulders go up high.
They were more like NFL pads, but yeah.
He had the Sharon Stone pads.
Garth Snow actually counted against the Islanders cap when he was the GM.
That's amazing.
He retired.
That's everybody's goal. That's everybody's goal.
On the cap. He's the GM. I thought that was so good.
How did he get that GM job so quick? Either who did he have picks?
Well, they were already paying him. They figured, why not?
Why not? You're the GM.
Yeah, him and DiPietro are running the joint.
All right, so I want to get on to today's game, and there's lots to talk about. One is Ottawa needs to protect leads. 2, the Sens have allowed 4+ goals in 7 straight and 8 of 9. They've got to start to figure out how to play better defensively. And Josh Norris, can he get to 6 straight games with a goal? So I'm going to delve right into, as we'll talk about this. We can do the lock of the day and then continue to talk about playing in the Battle of Ontario. So the lock of the day is always brought to you by Botano. Botano.ca is the place to go. It is the 2023 EGR Award winner for both the Best Sportsbook Operator of the Year and Best In-Play Sports Operator. one of the many ways Betano is celebrating the holidays. Just go in there, check online, all kinds of stuff going on. No deposit required. You only need a Betano account to participate. Betano, where the game starts now. Okay, so they play Toronto today. By the way, Toronto, the third highest scoring team in the league, fourth best power play at home. But they haven't played great of late. I'm trying to look a little positive here. They haven't played great of late. So maybe there's a chance for Ottawa, Jason York.
You're telling me there's a chance here? Yeah, I think so. I think there's a chance. We're not doing lock of the day yet, are we, Wally?
Yeah, we are, because we're eventually just going to keep talking about playing the Leafs tonight, and so I'm just going to get lock of the day in so we can continue on our conversation.
I wasn't ready for this. I need time to mull things over. First game back after Christmas. Do we know who's starting in nets yet? Do we know who's
listen. Anton Forsberg, I think, has played one away game. Mm-hmm. So I think it's pretty safe to say it's Jonas Korpisalo.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't. Forsberg just won, right? Forsberg just won. Korpisalo wasn't.
Forsberg's save percentage again was 880 something, I think. Like let's not crown him like a shutout here.
Well, you blew a couple leads before that with Korpisalo, and he played well to start the game. And the frustrating thing with Korpisalo, he plays so well when they're getting bombarded, and it's like, he's like the goalie from Slapshot. He's everywhere. He's Denny Lemieux there. He's exhausted, and then all of a sudden the clunker goes in somehow. I don't know if he's playing for sure. It could be Forsberg.
I'd be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked. But in saying that, first game back from the break, Toronto, they're hungry. I don't know, Matthews. So do you think Matthews went all the way back to Arizona, Bob? You think he got on the bird and went back home? That's what we need to.
I think with what he's making and how he's scored, I'm hoping he got.
He's on the PJA for sure.
Yeah.
He's on the private jet
line. I would. I mean, I'm going to let you go first, but the first game back, such a crapshoot. Who had too much red wine over the holidays?
Right.
Who ate too much turkey?
We're going to get to that. I've got some notes.
Wait,
I want to get
before you go to that. Do you guys remember Pasternak's first game back in Ottawa last year?
Yes, I was there. He was goddamn awful.
Yeah, guy's still on holiday, so you never know. You never know who's having a good time. So he was horrendous.
The Leafs they're not in a comfortable spot, but Ottawa has to be a lot more desperate than Toronto right now. They can't start off losing. I think Jacques is going to have these guys prepared, and defensively they're going to be better to start this game than Toronto. Toronto's going to, like I said, Matthews on the private jet, having a great time, probably drinking his face off when he got back to Arizona. I'm taking Ottawa. I just think Ottawa can't afford to lose this. Ottawa can't afford to lose this game, and I think they're going to be the tighter team defensively. And maybe that OT winner has loosened Timmy up a little bit. Maybe he's not going to be gripping the stick as tight. I love how Batherson and Norris are playing right now. And after we do the lock, I want to get into that a little bit more after we do the lock. I'm going to take Ottawa.
Okay. So, Bob, I got a note for you that I didn't give to Yorkie that may change your mind.
Okay.
Jonas Korpisalo is 4-1 in Toronto.
Okay, then he's starting. I didn't know that. And then he's starting for sure.
Yeah.
You can't leave
and
that
you're
out.
Taking Ottawa?
I can leave. Listen, Yorkie, if I do my work, I can leave whatever I want out.
That's why this betting is bull. That's why this bullshit. Like, I need facts.
I'm. You know what? It's time for Brady Tkachuk to insert himself in the Battle of Ontario. He has not been himself the two games that they've played the Maple Leafs. And maybe it's because of the style that the Maple Leafs play. It doesn't necessarily suit Brady from the top of the circle down. But he hasn't been good both times they've played. He's sitting on 299 career points. I think he gets 300 tonight. I think he brings himself into the series. I think it's easier to go on the road the first game out of the break. Maybe not traditionally in the sense that they didn't travel yesterday, they traveled today. It makes it a long day. Brady's going to insert himself, but I'm going to take Toronto. I think it's easier to play on the road to get away from the distractions, but at the same time, you're comfortable playing at home. So it's kind of that catch-22. I like the home teams traditionally on the game after Christmas. So I'm going to take Toronto because I'm a gambler and I hate saying it.
I'm a
I still get fired up thinking about it. I hate them so much, but I'm just going to be gambling here. Toronto tonight, because you can't be the worst power penalty kill in the league and play a power play that well. Austin Matthews has got 12 goals in his last 7 games, right?
Yes.
Like he's playing on a different level. Both Austin Matthews and Josh Norris hated this break as goal scorers because you want to continue to ride that, and this breaks it up. But I'm taking Toronto at home. I take the home team.
Toronto hasn't played well though of late. They've given up 21 goals in the last 5 games.
Neither of the Sens. It's a pillow fight.
I know, but I think if Ottawa can get out on the road and get going, I think they have a chance here. Only because I think Toronto won't show them the same respect.
What if they take 5 penalties? What if Ottawa takes 5 penalties?
Well, Jacques won't let that happen.
They took 7 last game.
You let that happen.
They took 7.
God, I hate when you read the stat sheets. God.
They're not going 1 for 7 like Pittsburgh.
Yes, I know. That's
No.
It's an interesting one because this is a game where you're like, well, maybe it's the trap game for the Leafs. They're playing pretty good. They're sitting up at the top.
Just pick a team for God's sake. It's not that hard. Let's go.
I'm trying to let people understand that we do try to dissect this a little. Brady Tkachuk has 0 points in the Battle of Ontario this year.
Had a big night last game against Pittsburgh, though.
He did, but how often can you say Brady Tkachuk's not involved in a game? Both times they've played the Leafs, he was not involved. Yeah. He doesn't look like himself, and I think it's the style just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy game anymore.
Well, that's the thing. It's not a Battle of Ontario. We play it up as a battle. It's not.
Well,
it's just it feels like it's another game against a team.
Who can he, like when he plays the Rangers, he can battle it out with Trouba. But who can you really hate if you're Brady Tkachuk on Toronto that you can get into it with? Like he gives you a big hit, you give him back a big hit. Maybe you fight him. Like nobody.
Yeah, you're gonna get. Giordano's 40.
Giordano's 40. Like Morgan Riley's one of the friendliest guys in the league.
Mac Domi's their penalty minute leader.
Matthews is 100% cutting deals with Brady on the ice, like 100%.
Jake McCabe.
Brady, yeah, you should have been seeing Arizona was great on the break, man. I had a great time. Oh, really? Yeah. He's for sure he's cutting deals. And then the little guy there, what's his name there? Forgetting his name. He's like, who are you? Who are you going to get involved with? Marner, yeah. Like,
why are we even discussing Mitch Marner?
Because it's like how's Brady going to get into it with him? Like
he's not. It's going to have to be like Max Domi, Jake McCabe.
Maybe your buddy Bertuzzi.
And then we talked about this. Yeah. Oh, Bert, man. That's one of my favorite guys of all time.
Brady needs to target Bert and get in with. But Bert doesn't wake up till the playoffs. So, like, what's he going to do with Bert, right? Like, he's a playoff guy.
Actually, Bert's one of those guys you just kind of want to let that sleeping dog lie because if he gets all fired up, he's going to go off. He's capable.
You love him, right?
I love that guy.
Why do you love Bertuzzi?
People.
You got a story?
I got a bunch of stories, but I'm not going to tell any. I'll tell you what. We went up to Arcadia Bluffs, right? So I was going up there on my own. I wanted to play this course. It was a month before the season started, so I called Larks. And I said, hey, I'm going to go up there. Do you know anything about the area? Like, I'm just looking for a place for dinner. I was going to go stay the night, play the course in the morning. Larks calls me and goes, you want some company? And I was like, well, I don't want to put you guys out. Like, I know you all live here. I have no family in town. He's like, oh, no, we got it. So I show up in the morning. It's 6:00 in the morning. The deal was we were driving the workout, and then we were going to go up to Arcadia Bluffs. we're driving at 6 o'clock in the morning, and Bert goes, "I just feel like we should just start going now." so I hadn't even met any of the team yet. We're like, all right, we're not going to workout. We're going to drive up to Arcadia Bluffs. We pull into the golf shop after we played 18. We played almost 27 holes right up until dark. I'm driving the golf cart. We pull up, and the guy's like, "I've never seen this many," and I'm sober. We've never seen this many beers in one golf cart. And Bert goes, "Oops." We played 27 holes. There was 19 to 20 beers sitting there, and we pull up, and the guy's like, "Are any of you driving home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." So I'm like, that guy crushed 20 beers in 27 holes. One of my favorite, and does it so nonchalantly. He's a good Sudbury boy.
Oh my god!
But,
I had him at the Worlds.
Full of
he was,
one-liners too.
The game just before the Worlds, just before COVID, he and Matthew Joseph both on that team, and Joseph hadn't been traded to Ottawa yet. Those two are two of my favorite people on that team. They were kind of like the 12th, 13th forward, but they loved being there. They were just really, really good to be around. I really like Bertuzzi.
Yeah, he's one of my absolutely one of my favorite guys that I've ever played with. Just always happy, always at the rink, always wanting to be around the guys, whatever the guys are like. Just a complete locker room guy.
Now,
and people forget how far that goes. That goes so far, Yorkie.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for contracts.
Does Tyler Bertuzzi have in the last 15 games?
How many what?
Penalty minutes.
I have no idea.
It can't be many. He's kind of changed his game a little bit this year. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not the same. So
it's like
he played with a different edge, and I think I think when he played with Larkin was when he was at his best. I would say
yes.
They really complemented each other, and I don't know that he's found that fit there.
I thought Boston he was good for a bit.
Yeah, very good. He's great in playoffs.
It seems when you get to Toronto, no matter what kind of player you are, you get sucked into that whole thing that all their top guys are trying to do of control the puck, making plays, making fancy plays. Because I've been to watch a couple of their practices over the years. I think I might have told you guys this story. They have like 5 skills coaches on the ice. They've got 3 skating coaches with iPads on. It's like they're always working on skill. It's skill all the time. And, that's why they're one of the most skilled teams. So you get there, you're like, shit, I better play like the rest of these guys. And you forget what you are as a player. And all of a sudden you become soft like the rest of that team.
I don't argue with you. That's for sure. They're a great regular season team at the moment. That Samsonov, did you hear his comments?
No.
He made comments after one of the games, it may have been his last one, where he goes, it's nothing to do with my game itself. Like fundamentally, I'm fine. It's just in my head.
Yeah.
And when you hear a goal, for me, when I hear a goalie go, it's all in my head, he's in trouble.
The last thing in Toronto, Bob, when you're there, you are worshipped so much wherever. Like I always joke about Toronto, even the worst.
Tell that to Larry Murphy.
But even though, that was different back then. That was back when everybody was angry and they had, it was a mess. But nowadays, like nobody celebrates losing in mediocrity better than the city of Toronto. And if you're a guy that's on the 5th line, you get a car deal, you're eating for free, like you're doing commercial. It doesn't matter. So imagine you go everywhere you go in the city, everyone's telling you how great you are. Like it gets to your head, and then you end up becoming complacent.
Yeah, and then on top of it's hard to become complacent when the media is so brutal too. So it's like such a fine line. You're either one way or the other, right? And Samsonov is the other right now. Nobody's worshiping him right now. He is. There's and York. I mean, you played for a long time. There's nothing worse than when you're not mentally where you need to be. I've been on slumps, right, where you're going out there and you're like, I don't know what my game is going to give me tonight. And as a goalie, I couldn't imagine that pressure where I'm fundamentally I'm okay, but I'm mentally a mess. Like I've played like that. It's hard to play like that, and I couldn't imagine being in that fishbowl and being as bad as he's been and mentally not engaged. Like he's not mentally not engaged. He's mentally not correct. That's pressure. That's pressure to a different level. Is he starting tonight? I might change my pick.
Let me check.
I'm not sure. But by the way, I'm taking. You're
taking Ottawa
to win this one.
You're taking the Leafs now. You guys are both Leafs. Leafs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Leafs. I don't know how you shut down that offense with the way Ottawa plays defense lately. Like they need both of their goalies, by the way, are in the lower 10 goalies of save percentage. It's out of 60. They just, and I'm not blaming the goalies per se, but they need a guy to stand on his head every night to win. And if they don't, then they're in trouble. And I think that they're just not going to have a guy stand on his head tonight.
Yeah. Do you know? Here's a question for you guys. What do you think Ridley Gregg's face-off percentage is?
It's a loaded 62%.
I was 48.
39.8.
But how many draws is he taking though?
Take some. Like he's on that. He's on that third line. Like when he plays with Tarasenko, whoever he was playing with before. Like he's taking draws. What do you think Timmy Stützle's face-off percentage is?
Yeah, but Timmy Stützle doesn't take face-offs.
Yes, he does. Sometimes he does. Well, the ones he does take, he's 40. He's 43%.
He took 11 face-offs in the last game. He was 27%.
11. So there you go.
Ridley Gregg took 6 face-offs.
That's a lot of draws.
They took 61 draws.
So what? 17.
Oh, he's taking 10%.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just saying that's an issue. That's an issue. Like you
I
agree.
It's somewhat of an issue. It's Ridley Gregg not winning draws to me isn't as big as Tim Stützle, but Tim Stützle allows Claude Giroux to come in and take draws.
Yes, he does. Not all the time, but
Brady Tkachuk.
I would too.
So then why don't you ask about Brady Tkachuk's draws? He was 6 of 8, 75% last game.
He only takes them on the backhand, then, so you better pray every time they're on the backhand side. But the point is, if you don't start with the puck against Toronto, it's tough because Toronto is not giving it back.
There's very few games. There's very few games to me where you can actually say face-offs dictate it. But when you're playing at Toronto, it does because it's a puck possession game as opposed to a dump and chase or more of it's a puck possession game. So very few games that I would agree with whether or not face-offs matter. I played with Getzlaff for a long time. One of the worst centers I've ever had.
He's terrible on draws.
He used to get up. Oh man, he used to get up to the face-off and just look at me and go, go get on your horse.
Jump.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And never cared if he got kicked out because he's like, I was losing it anyway. So, but it's very, very important to play. We didn't match up against Detroit because it was a puck possession game. You need to start with the puck against certain teams, and Toronto's one of them. So
I might change my pick.
Claude's going to take a lot of face-offs tonight.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are the third best home face-off percentage team at 54.2%.
Goodness. Hold on. Before this show's over, I might change my pick. Stay tuned.
I don't know. I think you're locked in now. Okay, so here's the last big topic I have. Well, hold on. Before we go to switch on, does Josh Norris pick up goal in the 6th straight game tonight?
What do you think, Bob?
No, they froze the kicker. They froze him. There's nothing worse than when you're on a tear like he's been on, and then you get a 4-day break, or 3-day, whatever it is. It just it sucks, and it's hard to get back to it.
Not just a break. Like Christmas is a whole different world.
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah. It's tough to continue where you left off. I would love to see him do it because it's a hell of a run he's been on. But no, I don't see it.
Two players that have benefited the most up front from this coaching change: Norris and Batherson.
Agreed.
Norris, and not just the points. Two players that are having a hard time adjusting: Brady and Timmy. It's amazing when you look at it. The two players that DJ loved the most up front, Timmy and Brady, and you can see when you make a coaching change, Norris and Batherson are probably. You know what? This is my opportunity to move up in the eyes here of this new coaching staff and prove something. So the change has been really good for those two guys. And the points aside, I like how Norris is playing right now. He seems like I never want to say harder because guys always play hard. I don't care what anybody says. There's different degrees of hardness, but I just think those two are smart guys, and they've realized because whenever things would go poorly, Batherson would always be the guy that would get bumped down the lineup, right? When DJ switched things around, it was always Batherson. You know what? You're going down. If we're gonna make a move, it was always you. And now you could see a light's kind of gone off in his head. This is an opportunity for me to really get to the next level. And you look at that overtime winner, and we haven't really talked about that much from the Pittsburgh game. That play he makes to Slutzla on the overtime winner is another one of those plays where Drake Batherson makes guys around him better. He did it the last time Timmy knocked it out of the air. It was another beautiful pass. He doesn't get enough credit. Bob, I know you bring it up, but people don't give him enough credit for what a good playmaker he is at springing guys for those kind of opportunities. So I think those two players have jumped up their game since this coaching change. So it's they're smart guys. They understand that.
Yeah, Drake's got a really, really, really good way of drawing guys to him to make plays around them. Like defenders gravitate towards him, and then he just makes those little 5-foot passes as well as anybody that I've seen in a long time. He's phenomenal at it. So I know he gets demonized sometimes with that plus minus, and he's got to get a little better going out to the point.
He's even now.
He's even
on the air.
That's it. Yeah, a couple of bogeys on the way in.
So, Josh Norris has scored in 4 of his last 8 versus Toronto, if that matters. Only 6 players in Ottawa Senators history have recorded goal streaks of 6 games or more. Connor Brown, Jason Spezza, both with 8. Drake Batherson, Danny Heatley, Daniel Alfredson, Bob Kudelski have all scored in 6 straight games. All right. So the last topic I want to get to
right now.
What's that?
What's
How about that? Connor Brown's a healthy scratch out in Edmonton, isn't he?
I know.
No. Is he really?
I was like, wow. Yeah,
he's been healthy 2 of the last 3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on an incentive laden contract too, right? He signed for the minimum and more games played, isn't it? He's
also getting a bonus or whatever, but yeah.
Not to pile on him, but you want to talk about you said this a couple shows ago. Coaches have their guys, and he was DJ's guy, and played him 21 minutes a night. Didn't matter what it was going, and of course he put numbers up. You're going to at 21, but then you look at it, it's just it's just that league, right? It's just the league.
But that knee, I wonder how much the knee injury has an impact that took him out for the season. But
absolutely, it had to have. Yeah. Good player though.
Okay, so here's the last topic I want to get to, and you guys, I've looked up the numbers. So it's part of our Wendy's Did You Know today. So Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year and Daily Faceoff. Go to dailyfaceoff.com and start in with the Wendy's Daily Faceoff Survivor Pool. For those of you who smoked the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that will have you winning despite your lack of team building skills. Download the Wendy's app and score yourself 150 bonus reward points on your first order and grab sweet victory from the mouth-watering jaws of defeat, along with some fresh, never frozen beef. Sign up to play Daily Face-Off to win weekly prizes like the spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's and the Wendy's app. Wendy's, we keep it fresh. Okay, so here we go. Games on the NHL eliminated December 26th games back in 2011. So since then, the Sens are 2-4-1 on games played on December 27th. On the road, they are winless. Yorkie. Just thought I'd throw. Anyway.
I'm paying attention.
So people don't know. The rule is now you fly on the 27th. You're not allowed to practice on the 24th, 25th, 26th. So you fly on the 27th and you land early, usually in the city if you're playing there. Go to the hotel, have a nap, and then go at the rink. Usually there's no skate. I can't remember if there's a skate or not. Bob, do you remember?
Yeah, when I was in Anaheim, we religiously played against San Jose on the 26th, and it's the longest day of the year of the regular season anyway. Guy Boucher never skated. I remember we went right to the game when we played the Rangers one time. We were up 3-0, like with 10 minutes to go in the first, and we lost. But anyway, most teams will go at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever, skate, and then go to the hotel. So I would imagine those guys would be skating at 11:30 today. You generally do.
Yep.
It is a short flight,
especially
too,
with a 40-minute flight. Yeah, they're skating at 11:30 for sure.
Guys will feel so weird if they haven't been on the ice since the 23rd. They jump right onto the pregame warm up at 7:00 or whatever, 6:30. You'd feel awful.
I'll never forget when Guy made us do it against the Rangers, and we were like trying to get your bearings and warm up. You're like, how's the puck sliding? How's this going? Like, and then I think Boro scored that game if I remember correctly.
So
and you're like,
you remember Boro
right.
and
Yeah.
Cece both scored their first of the year that game.
Yeah, and then they were like, "This is the best idea ever." And the rest of us, we're supposed to be scoring. We're like, "This is the worst." I left my hands at the hotel. I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer in the skate. I need to feel the puck, especially after 3 days off, where you're not allowed to skate. So I would assume they're skating. It's the hardest game of the year. It's a hard game to play. Whether you're the whole team or not, it doesn't matter.
That Boro game, or that game, I think Boro left that game. He got crushed in the corner, left with a concussion later in that game. Like, that game had everything, it felt like.
Yeah.
All right, so I have looked up your numbers from games in your first game back of what they were and how many games you played. So, Bobby, your team record is 2-3-2 on December 27th games. How many points did Bobby Ryan have in those 7 games?
Without the December 26th ones, because I used to play in a lot of those.
So I went through. I don't have you in a December 26th game.
I'll say 4.
Oh, I definitely did, because I remember because I was over at Bruno's house for Christmas Day.
Nice. The old Anaheim White House.
I was at Bruno's house for the 12-course Italian meal, and then had to fly up to San Jose the next day to play. And I was on the plane like this, going, I knew I should have done the wine pairing. I was like 22 years old, 23 years old. I was like, this is not good. I don't have you in one game played on the 26th of December in your official game-by-game stats. There's a 100% chance
Edmonton,
I did.
December 27th, 07 is at Edmonton, and December 27th, 08 is at Dallas.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% positive. I have played a day after Christmas game. There's no way that they must have erased it. I was so bad. But I'm gonna go with two points. I don't know.
In 7 games, you had 4 points. You had 4
Yes, I was right.
Oh, that's it. A guilty guy.
So Yorkie, you 4-4-1 and 1 tie, because you're a little older. That's 10 games. You played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 December 26 games. No, I'm sorry, 6. And then the other ones were December 27th. How many points did you have, Jason York?
How many games around? What do you got there? Like
10 games. 4, 4, 1, and 1.
I'm gonna go with 3.
You did have 3 points. You also did something that Bobby Ryan never did: score a goal.
Yeah,
1 goal,
baby.
2 assists, 3 points. So
Hi, baby. You got a floater goes through.
Scored it with Anaheim, by the way. Oh yeah, the best part about it though, the game you scored that goal in, December 27th, 1995. Your team lost 7-1.
Nice. You know what's funny? I showed we're down in the basement the other day because we're at my brother's house the other day. My brother Jeff has an unbelievable stick collection, so we came back to look at mine, and my kids are like, "How the hell did you play hockey with this stick? It's got like it's the 2-piece bob with the composite shaft, then the wood blade, and the blade is like it's an old Sherwood blade with an awful curve, and it's so bottom heavy." My kids are like,
"Yeah,
how did you use this?" I have no idea. Like, it's so bad.
The question I have, boys, which maybe I should have started a long time ago, is what's it like to play in these games?
They almost feel gimmicky, don't they? But that's the problem, is somebody's walking away with 2 points. So it's the same with the outdoor game when you're like, this game sucks. Like that's how you feel playing it, because nothing feels normal. And I would hate to be in a rivalry game right out of the break. I would hate that. It would get you more engaged for sure, but at the same time, like you want both teams to be playing their best hockey and going into that game, not out of a break. It's hard to manufacture a hate level when you've been off for 3 days, isn't it, Yorkie? I always found that anyway. It's hard to get engaged. So I never enjoyed them, but it's just you have to find a way to get yourself involved.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I always enjoyed playing. I just hated. I despised practicing. So anytime we ever played, I was happy. Like you're in the dressing room, you're with the guys, especially when you travel. Like I loved to get on the bird, play. I loved an away game after the break. You've been home for 3 days. It's been chaotic. It's you're probably the biggest thing I miss about playing the league, Bob, is private plane, go to a beautiful hotel. Like guys say how hard the travel is in the NHL. Like I beg to differ. You're basically you're flying on a floating lounge with first class seats, massive things, people delivering you drinks. The cards are waiting. The chips are stacked. You get to the rink. It's
checking
beautiful.
Into the Ritz-Carlton.
Checking into the Ritz. My God, going to a massive pregame. My kids still don't believe me when I told them how much shit we used to eat. Like it's unbelievable. And you get to the game and you play. So anyways, it's the never. The NHL stands for the Never Hungry League. So I loved it. I loved playing after Christmas because it was you're back playing again. I loved it.
You're just trying not to peel the tires in the driveway, huh? For the
you left out, Yorkie, that when you land in Ottawa and it's miserable at 2 a.m. and it's snowing, how your car is running and heated, and you just walk to your nice warm car and drive on.
Just stop it with the truck. Just stop it with how hard the travel is and blah blah blah.
Do you remember Dallas Eakins? He came in as a head coach in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And then he decided he was going to change the food for the media in the press box.
Did he?
He took out like any kind of donuts and stuff, and he made sure it was like fruit bars or granola bars and protein bars and apples or whatever. Like, Dallas, that's not going to help you win over any fans.
Here's the thing: if you come in and you start changing shit, you better sure as hell win.
Yes,
because if you do all those things and you lose, people aren't going to like you.
Yes. That's exactly.
I got no time for you.
Yorkie, I will say before we go, your thoughts on seeing Jacqu Martin behind the bench and getting that first win and what you think it means to him.
Nostalgia. Just seeing him back there at age 71. Hey, there he is. That's just from Big Rick. Hey, Big Rick,
going
by the way.
Nice little chat about how Jock gets his first win. And
I know. Hey, Big Rick was on fire during the holidays with his gift game and pictures, so he's got the count there. But no, I'll say this about Jock. Listening to him doing his interviews, he is loosened up a ton. He's way more insightful when you listen to him talk. He just seems to really be enjoying the moment. An older guy, like back in the game. Who would have thought? So I'm really happy for him. And I always say this when I coached Junior A for 5 years, Bob, and I ran all Jacques' drills because they were so good. So I'm extremely excited for him. Hope he can get going here with some wins, but it was a kind of a warm and fuzzy feeling, Wally, because I spent a lot of time with him, man. I spent a lot of time with him. Respect the hell out of him. I like to joke around and call him the count or whatever, but he is a tremendous hockey man, and I'm super psyched for him.
The one thing I appreciated, I just noticed him standing behind the bench, regardless it's been 12 years or whatever.
Yeah.
He commanded that bench. He had all the confidence in the world to be in there. And I can just think as a player, that's exactly what you want behind the bench. The guy that's he doesn't waffle on anything. He knows exactly what he wants.
100%.
Bob, he ran, when I was playing, he ran the entire bench. Like he knew exactly.
Really?
Yeah, like the D coach ran it, but Jacques would come back and he would know exactly what was going on. Who needed a kick in the ass? Who this guy's done. Shut this guy down, or this or that, or just very aware of everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's important.
All right. Yeah. Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing 10 games.
We're at the hour part here. I can tell, Bob, we're at the 1 hour mark. The one answer words are coming.
God.
I'll pull this photo off fast. Look at that quaff I got going there.
What year is that, Bob? Okay, that's a young Bob Ryan, isn't it?
I don't know. My forehead's kind of running. My hairline's running away from the forehead there on that one. So I need a better comb over.
I look great.
Good. Well, I'm gonna go buy furniture, gentlemen. That's my day. You guys have fun.
All right. Well, we'll see if you're in a different location tomorrow with better internet.
If everything goes well, I should be.
That'll be our Christmas gift, or your Christmas gift to us.
Yep. A brand new podcast setup.
All right. See you tomorrow, 9 a.m., everybody. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Coming in Hot is brought to you by Botano.ca. Please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to never miss an episode.